This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Right now, the Alton community is coming together praying for a 13-year-old girl who was shot in the head. Renaya Stewart has been in the hospital since Saturday, and we're told tonight she's holding on. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. The Madison County prosecuting attorney says Stewart was not the intended target. Our Justina Cornell is live tonight in Alton, where a vigil is about to begin. Justina.
Yeah, that's about to begin in just a few minutes. Already a crowd behind me here. Now, this is all happening in front of the home where it happened on Saturday afternoon. The organizers tell me they hope these prayers can help lift this family.
Renaya, we're going to be calling out that name a lot on tonight.
Calling out her name and calling for a miracle.
A 13-year-old girl fighting for her life, and she wasn't even the target. She was just outside being a 13-year-old.
This tragedy happened in Alderwoman Rosie Brown's ward.
The last report I got is that Renaya is holding on.
She said Renaya Stewart is from Alton, and she was at a family member's house Saturday standing on the porch when a bullet struck her in the head.
This community, everybody know everybody.
So much so, she even recognizes one of the suspected shooters, 19-year-old Alvin Perry III. Her son knows him from high school.
But when I found that out, he played basketball. He had a good mentor. I'm like, what went wrong? This is his friend. And I'm like, what could I have done? You know, what could the community have done?
Perry, along with 19-year-old Rayshawn Colvin, are accused of multiple charges, including attempted first-degree murder.
My biggest question is, how are these children getting these guns?
To bring comfort, Brown partnered with the community advocate, Missy Johnson, to host a prayer vigil.
This is home to like a lot of love, not violence.
The two are calling on the community for a commitment to bring peace through the power of prayer.
Our Alton comes together, and we are with this family. We are here for Renaya, and we are Renaya strong in Alton. Alton is going to always be here for her from this point on.
We're told the Madison County prosecutor is seeking pre-trial detention for the suspects, which means that they would be held in jail until trial. Reporting in Alton, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
A second man charged in the deaths of a 7-year-old girl and her father has accepted a plea deal. Andre Anderson pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the deaths of Demaya Fleming and Darian Rankin Fleming. They were shot to death in the Central West End 3 years ago. Anderson was sentenced to 10 years in prison. His co-defendant, Javon Nettles, was sentenced to 10 years in October after pleading guilty to second-degree murder. Nettles was initially charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors dismissed and refiled the charges twice, saying at the time they were not ready to proceed with the case.
A local dispensary is calling for increased regulation of cannabis products sold in gas stations and convenience stores. It comes just one day after several students at Sumner High School were hospitalized after school officials say they took gummies containing THC. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer has more on how one dispensary is reacting. Diamond.
Well, and 4 Sumner High School students had to be rushed to the hospital after taking edibles or gummies yesterday afternoon. 6 other students were evaluated for their symptoms. And today, Field State Dispensary reacted to the news by telling me it doesn't help the stigma of the cannabis industry.
I'm not necessarily happy about it having happened. It doesn't necessarily paint my industry in the best light.
Jeff Rouse is both an educator and employee at Field State Dispensary in Florissant. Hearing the news about several Sumner students taking edibles, he says doesn't surprise him. A St. Louis public school spokesperson confirmed a student bought the products, which contained THC, at a nearby convenience store and passed them out to other students.
If you're a chemist with a business plan and the proper packaging, you can sell these products to anybody willing to buy them because they are federally legal. And that's why you see them in convenience stores.
In 2018, the Farm Bill federally legalized cannabis with less than 0.3% THC in it, which classifies it as hemp. Field State Dispensary says convenience stores market it with flashy packaging and says Sumner students more than likely got their hands on it. It all comes on the heels of the first anniversary of legalizing recreational marijuana in the state of Missouri. Nicholas Wigman, the general manager with the dispensary, says situations like these further increase a negative image.
For the most part, the reception has been overwhelming, but there's still a small chunk of the population who still operates with that stigma in mind.
Rouse worries if federal lawmakers don't create more regulation for hemp intoxicants sold in convenience stores, it could affect the industry in the long run.
It kind of goes back to just say no again. People are going to start thinking of potentially, do we need to go back to illegalization?
The district spokesperson for St. Louis Public Schools says the student who distributed the edibles has been identified and will be disciplined according to the district's code of conduct.
In 30 minutes, the Francis Howell School Board plans to introduce new curriculum for Black Studies courses. This comes just months after the school board made a decision to remove the original curriculum. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live in O'Fallon ahead of tonight's meeting. And Laura, what do we know about their decision and the proposed new courses?
Mike, they initially removed these two Black Studies elective from the school course electives because they believed their political bias in the courses was concerning. Now tonight, they're going to introduce the new, quote, politically neutral curriculum for specifically the Black History course. It's divided into 6 units with a heavy focus on analyzing historical documents and interpreting historical knowledge to create, quote, informed judgments. The units will focus on several things, including the foundation of Black history, colonization, the Civil War, and the Civil Rights Movement. The school board's actions have been heavily scrutinized by students and parents, and students have staged various protests, walkouts, and even hosted a discussion about the issue. But this is the first reading tonight, so there's not going to be a vote, but they are going to explain exactly what is in this course and go over it. There's also going to be some public comment, which we're going to head in just a few minutes, and we'll bring you that tonight at 10. Reporting live in O'Fallon, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
A judge has removed the Cape Girardeau County coroner from office. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey requested the move this morning after filing 4 criminal charges against Wavis Jordan. He's accused of making false statements on 3 death certificates that he filed with the state. He's also accused of taking money from a dead man's wallet during a welfare check. Jordan is due in court next month.
Senator Josh Hawley filed an amendment this afternoon to help victims of radioactive waste in Missouri. Senator Hawley wants lawmakers to reauthorize the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act and include Missouri. If passed, Missourians affected by radiation from Westlake Landfill and Coldwater Creek could be eligible for federal compensation. Today, St. Louis advocates met with Senator Hawley, who has tried unsuccessfully to attach the act to other pieces of legislation.
I think that the goal, it sounds like for him, is to introduce it into a package that must pass, that has to pass.
It's important to note the foreign aid bill where this amendment is now attached is unlikely to pass Congress. Critics, including some in his own party, have said Senator Hawley has not gone through the proper vetting process.
Early voting began today in Illinois for the March 19th primary. If you registered by mail, you should receive a ballot soon. You can vote in person at your county clerk's office. Additional early satellite voting locations will be open starting on March the 4th.
Coming up, a popular St. Charles restaurant abruptly shuts down after 25 years.
And firefighters pull a stolen car out of a lake in Ferguson.
Temperatures, they are warm still for this time of year. A few clouds on our St. Charles weather camera tonight, but it's just a few. Mostly clear. We're talking about sunshine and warmth tomorrow and changes for the weekend.